Okay, to explain one part of the pattern that can be a little bit complicated, I'm going to show you guys how to join these two balls. So your first piece, you're going to leave usually like 18 to 20 inches of tail is a good amount. And then your second piece, you don't have to cut the tail because you're going to keep crocheting with this later. So you're going to line them up with each other. You're going to stitch them together with the tail that is cut. So you can put your hook in that loop and tighten it. And you're going to line them up. You're going to do 6 slipped stitches to join them. But it's only going to join 4 in here, essentially. Because what we'll do is these 4 pair up, and then when we start our next round, we are going to work into this crochet as well as these back ones. So you're doing 6 slip stitches, but the pattern's going to act as if only 4 are taken out. So we're going to count over, we're going to have, this will be our first one, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're going to insert our hook in there. And we're just joining these together with slip stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 6th one, I'll actually do that last. So if we start the next row, it starts with 2 single crochets. So you're going to insert your hook in here, do 1, 2, and if we come back to this, it's a little easier to see where we put that last slip stitch, because if you don't, you'll have a hole here. So I like to insert my hook in here and join those 2 together, and then you can pull that out, and I like to use this as my stitch marker so I can see where that row started. We started this row already with 2 single crochets. I'm just going to show you what it looks like when you get to the back end here so you understand why there is 6 slip stitches joining the 2 pieces rather than 4. So the pattern follows as 3 single crochet and then a decrease. So I'm just going to do that till I get to the back. 2, 3, decrease, 1, 2, 3, decrease, 1, 2, 3. So when you get to the back end here, you can see that these 2 stitches are joined by our slip stitch we put in earlier. So normally you'd think, okay, I'll work into this one and then this next one over here. But the reason we did 6 instead of 4 is to avoid having any type of gap here. So we're actually going to work into these crochets as well. So the next thing we're going to do is a decrease. So instead of going in this loop and this one, we're going to do this one instead. And instead of going to this next crochet, we're going to do the one that has the slip stitch in it. So 1, 2, 3. And then you can just finish out the row like the pattern says. And you can see there's no gap there. So after you finish up those 2 rounds, before you get to the rounds where it's just a bunch of single crochets going up, this is what it should look like.